I should have known better than to let it go that far. The way his fingers brushed mine like they'd been there before. The way his eyes didn't ask, but waited. I could have turned away. I didn't. And now I can still feel the shape of that moment, his breath mingled with mine, the warmth of his touch, the way everything I thought I'd packed away cracked open in the space of a single kiss. I didn't come here to be seen. I came to disappear, to shake off the weight of what I used to be, to move, to maybe remember joy without having to hold it. But then there was Nico, all ease and edges, a voice like a favorite song you'd forgotten how much you missed. He didn't try to impress me. He just offered me space and rhythm and the soft kind of attention that asks nothing and changes everything. With him, I stopped shrinking, stopped hiding in the corners of my own story. And when our lips met, it wasn't a rush. It was quiet, intentional, like something I hadn't dared believe in was still possible. I should have stayed behind the line I'd drawn, but I stepped over it. So how did we get here? Let me take you back to the first time I said yes to the music, and to him. I adjusted my hoop earrings for the third time, gave my curls one last fluff, and stared at my reflection like I was trying to convince someone else to go in my place. "You don't need this," I muttered, then sighed. "But you kind of do." It's been more than 10 years since I last danced salsa, not counting weddings or kitchen floors. I mean danced, with purpose, with fire, with hips that remembered what they were doing. Life pulled me away from that. Work, family, and a marriage that slowly unraveled until I didn't recognize myself in it anymore. Carmen had finally had enough. "You're too fine to be sitting at home with that wine and those novellas every night," she'd teased, waving a perfectly manicured finger in my face. So, here I am, nervous, wrapped in a fitted black dress I almost didn't wear, heels clicking on the sidewalk like they belonged to someone bolder than me. I step into the studio. The music is already in full swing: horns, percussion, voices layered like heat, mirrors on every wall, bodies gliding, laughing, spinning. Most of them are younger, effortless, paired off. And just when I think maybe I'll turn back, I see him. Dark eyes, rolled sleeves, a body that moves like it's fluent in every rhythm of desire. He smiles like the music belongs to him. And suddenly, I remember how my body used to speak without asking permission. I take a breath, and I step in. He moved like he was born to it. Not just the steps, those were flawless. It was the way his body knew the pauses between the notes. Like music didn't just live in him, it was him. I told myself I wasn't watching, that I was scanning the room like anyone would. But the moment his eyes met mine, something shifted. His gaze didn't flinch, didn't look me over like I was someone's mom who'd wandered into the wrong room. No, he smiled. That kind of smile, confident, a little teasing, entirely too dangerous. "First time?" he asked, his voice low and warm. I raised a brow. "That obvious?" He stepped closer, enough for me to smell his cologne cedar and citrus and heat. "Not at all," he said. "You just look like someone who used to love this, and maybe forgot why." My heart stuttered, because he was right. I offered my name, Marisol. He took my hand, steady, deliberate. "Nico." Then he said it like it was a foregone conclusion. "You're with me." It wasn't a question. It was an invitation. To dance, to remember, to risk. And for reasons I still don't fully understand, I said yes. He placed my hand in his, like it was the most natural thing in the world. One hand on my back, the other guiding mine. And just like that, I forgot how to breathe. It had been years since I let someone that close, since anyone touched me without hesitation or apology. His palm was warm, his grip secure, but it was the way he looked at me like I already belonged to the rhythm that unspooled something deep inside. Our first steps were clumsy. I stepped on his foot. He laughed, soft, low, kind, no pressure. He whispered, "Salsa is just conversation, with tension." I tried to keep my walls up. I focused on my footwork, the beat, anything but him. But with every turn, every sway, every spin, I started to forget what I was protecting. My body remembered. The way hips tilt to tease, the way hands linger when they shouldn't. The language of flirtation that doesn't need a single word. By the time the song ended, we weren't just dancing anymore. We were circling something charged, something we both felt, but neither dared name. His hand let go, eventually, but his gaze didn't. I didn't go back the next night, or the one after. I told myself it was just a dance, just a moment that didn't need repeating. But that wasn't the truth. The truth was, I couldn't stop thinking about the way he looked at me. Like I was music he remembered by heart. So when Friday came, I did my hair, chose the red dress, and walked back through those studio doors this time, not to forget who I was, but to let myself be seen. I told myself I came back for the music, but the truth, I wanted him to see me. So I wore the red dress, the one that hugs instead of hides, straps just wide enough to feel respectable and dangerous. The second I walked in, I felt his eyes. From across the room, before a single step, before a single beat, he noticed. "Ready to make the floor jealous?" he asked, hand extended like an open door. I smirked. "As long as you can keep up, young man." We danced like we had history, like the floor belonged to us, like we knew what the other needed before they asked. His hand skimmed my back during a slow bachata break. His fingers brushed my hip just once, but deliberate. He caught a loose strand of my hair and tucked it behind my ear with a look that said, "I see you. All of you. You dance like a woman who's been holding something back too long." He whispered. I could have deflected. I could have lied. Instead, I met his eyes. "Maybe I have," I said, "but I think I'm learning how to let it go." And in that moment, under the twinkle lights, lost in rhythm, I didn't feel older. I felt alive. We left the studio together. The air was thick with summer heat, and something quieter, something that hummed just beneath the surface. He offered to walk me to my car. We ended up outside a tiny cafe instead, 2 late-night coffees between us, our knees brushing under the table like they were having a conversation of their own. I didn't mean to ask, but the words slipped out. "Why salsa?" He looked down at his cup. The smile that had always come easy dimmed a little. "I used to perform," he said. "Competed, traveled, toured. Then, last year, car accident, surgery, a long recovery. I haven't been on stage since." I wanted to say something comforting, but he didn't need comfort. He needed space to say it out loud. "Teaching brought me back to the part I actually loved," he added. "And some partners, they make you forget what hurts." I didn't know if he meant me, but I felt it anyway. "I was married for 12 years, I said. No betrayal, no explosions, just silence, like I became background noise in my own life." He turned toward me, serious now. "You don't feel like background," he said. "You dance like someone meant to be center stage." And for the first time, I believed him. We stood by my car longer than we should have, neither of us moving, neither wanting to say goodnight. The air had cooled. A light rain had started to fall, barely more than a mist, soft as breath. "I should go," I whispered, though my keys never left my purse. Nico stepped closer, just enough to shorten the space, just enough to make me feel it. "Or," he said gently, "you could stay 1 more minute." His hand lifted slowly, giving me time to stop him, but I didn't. Fingertips brushed my jaw. His thumb paused at my cheek, like he was memorizing the shape of me, and then he kissed me. Software intentional. A question disguised as a promise. I didn't pull away. I couldn't. My body stilled, then softened. My lips answered before my thoughts could argue. The rain began to dot my shoulders, my hair. But neither of us moved. When we parted, barely, his breath lingered against my skin. "Your trouble, Marisol," he said, voice low. I laughed, surprised at how easy it felt. "Then maybe," I said, "you need a little trouble in your life." He grinned, and for the first time in a long, long while, I didn't feel guilty for wanting more. The next time we danced, something was different. The rhythm was the same. Our bodies still moved in sync, but beneath it, a tension neither of us spoke aloud. He spun me into him, dipped me low, held me close, and I let him. But the breath in my chest stayed shallow. "This is getting complicated," I murmured, trying to mask the shake in my voice. "Why?" he asked, not letting go. I looked up at him at those impossibly open eyes. "I'm 54, Nico," he grinned. "And you're what, 32? You could be with someone younger, someone who doesn't carry the weight I do." His hand tightened slightly on mine. Not possessive, just steady. "You think I want less experience?" he said. "I've had wild. I've had messy. You're real. You're grounded." God, I wanted to believe him. "But I'm not looking for forever," I said, my voice barely above the music. He didn't flinch. "I'm looking for now," he replied. "And right now, this feels right." His honesty stripped me bare. And for a moment, I forgot how to guard my heart, because somewhere in that messy, rhythmic push-pull, I didn't feel older. I felt chosen. The studio had transformed that night. Twinkle lights draped from the ceiling. A live band filled the space with rhythms so rich, it felt like memory. I wore red. Not for attention, for power, for presence, for me. When I walked in, I didn't scan the room. I didn't have to. Nico was already watching. He didn't say a word, just held out his hand like he always knew I'd take it. And I did. We moved slowly, deliberately. Not for performance, not for approval, for connection. His hand rested at the small of my back like it had always belonged there. His forehead leaned gently to mine as the tempo slowed. Then he whispered, "I've been thinking of choreographing again. Something real. Raw." He paused, eyes searching mine. "I want you in it." Me. A woman who hadn't danced in over a decade. A woman who'd only just started recognizing herself again. "You bring something out of me I thought I'd lost," he said. I didn't answer right away. I just leaned in, pressed my lips softly to his cheek, and smiled. Maybe it wasn't a promise. Maybe it wasn't forever. But it was honest, and it was enough. Because whatever this was, I was finally ready to dance my way into it.